Luminosity has changed things since I used to see them play this in the past, but this is definitely a map where they'll just, on T side, which they're starting on, just try to send Pit and Anger out long and Peter's op out long B and just hope they can exchange properly is what I used to see them do a lot in the past before they've made some changes. So I'm curious to see if they kind of hold that same trend or if we see them throw in some different stuff.
Yeah, Cobble is a windy, twisty map. Anything can happen and probably will. Tempo Storm starting out CT side versus Luminosity Gaming. And, you know, you always have to go B, right? And that's exactly what Luminosity Gaming is doing. Flashes out, really good flashes, and it's actually going to be a fake. They rush mid, drop a whole bunch of decoys, and go into mid connector. They get that first pick off. Stanislaw is going to find himself all alone. Really doesn't stand a chance against these overwhelming numbers. And that's a quick side take. Yeah,
LG just actually splitting the A bomb side through the Skyfall and just pinching onto the connector, as you said, so very, very well implemented here. And they haven't lost a single player throughout this process. Now they're starting to lose a couple.
Suddenly. Yeah,
now it's a 2 versus 3, but it's still heavily in favor of LG at this point.
Oh, you bet. Can Roka find the kill? Yes, he can. Peeks out, jumps down, and tries to pass by Truck, sees his teammate. Now they're both playing the same angle.
Wow.
This is so doable. Pith gets one. He just needs to stay alive just a little bit longer. Gets caught out wide open. Not killed yet by Automatic. Automatic's going to smoke it off, stick the plant. Pith just can't get into position yet. 7 health with the defuse.
Wow, Luminosity just lost to 5 versus 2.
Wow. Okay,
and it ends that way, him trying to kill it in the smoke on the defuse and can't do it. Wow. That has to hurt a lot if you're Luminosity.
How did Tempo Storm do this?
I don't know. they shouldn't have been able to. Roka came with a couple of nice kills on the rotate. Automatic, I think, had like a flank and got a couple of kills, and he just sticks to the defuse with the kit inside of a smoke. And like I said, that's like a really tense moment. Well, you're kind of just clinched up, hoping you're going to get that through, and he did.
Pit was so far away. I mean, he had to cover a lot of ground before he even started opening fire. The way it goes.
Now Stanislaw lines up 2 frags really quick here on this SMG buy up. We're seeing LG just trying to attack into this A bomb site. Pit able to get at least 1 entry here. Couple entries now. Looking for more with this Tech 9. Finally goes down.
Yeah, he's getting very aggressive with the Tech 9 down at the connector. He's finally going to go down. Devil Walk gets the bomb plant, so there's something. He's going to get one tapped by the FAMAS of Rix. Defuse underway. Let's see, what's this going to do for the economy, Dust?
Well, with the bomb plant, LG is going to be able to, you know, go ahead and buy up here in this 3rd round. Obviously, they are pretty conservative on their money, so definitely a buy coming in here. That's why you saw them like go straight to FAMAS's, not go too SMG heavy. They knew the AKs were coming, so they just had that 1 P90 on Automatic, which can still be very useful on this map, especially like at Skyfall and stuff like that. The P90 can still be implemented quite well. So let's just see how it goes.
All right, scoreline 2-0. This is map number 3. Winner take all at this point. 2 North American teams vying for dominance.
Right, as I just noticed the cameras are off. Tempo Storm's underneath Luminosity. Luminosity's underneath Tempo Storm, so we'll get that fixed for you. But anyhow.
Well, that's tricky.
Yeah, Devil Walk able to get something going here. We have a quick exchange, but Luminosity is winning out here. They're just once again splitting this A bomb site from Skyfall, the connector to A. They're really loving that route.
Well, here's Roka watching B site. Hurt. He's got the M4 on hand. He's just going to back off, try and save it. Bomb gets planted. I mean, Dust, no real surprises right there. Kind of frustrating, though, if you're Tempo Storm, getting caught with your pants down.
Speaking of pants down, I thought Roka was about to go into the bathroom there, but
he could.
He could.
It's dangerous to go into that bathroom, though. You know, I only just learned this recently. If you go in there, the sign switches to occupied. You can actually tell that a player is sitting.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. At least according to some vlog, yeah, it goes red on the bathrooms. So if you're ever playing, pro tip, guys, if you're playing and somebody's hiding in there and you see that thing, I think it turns red, just wall bang. You're probably going to get accused of...
It's called a porty pooey. I didn't even realize that.
Porty pooey.
I wonder what that phone number, like if you actually called it, what would happen?
Everybody call that number right now. No,
1-800-555 87516. Let me know what happens.
8675309, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, back to the game. 2-1 is the scoreline. Luminosity Gaming able to take it on that surprise third round bye as they work the bomb towards a site. We're going to see a little bit of aggression, compliments of Shazam, and also Stanislaw doing a little bit of work. He's going to get smoked out, stuck. Look at this. Teach just walking to the site like they own the place. No defense.
Yeah, we are seeing Luminosity trying to get into this A-bomb site once again. They will be able to do so. They have a 3 versus 3 with the bomb down. Rix and Unamac trying to rotate here. Broca soon to follow as Devil Walk playing into the mid room, transitioning all the way over to long A, it looks like.
Yeah, you got 3 players trying to do retake. Just kind of a bad position because they're all in. They're all coming from more or less the same angle. Roka's going to be your man on point, walking by truck. He sees Devil Walk. I think Devil Walk was staring at him for a long time. Able to find the headshot. Here's another kill by Roka, and that is a defuse. Tempo Storm reasserting dominance and economic momentum.
Yeah, definitely doing pretty well so far here on the CT side of Kabbalah. A map, like I said, in the NA scene typically trends pretty T-sided.
Yeah.
And, you know, LG, though, with that bomb plant, they're going to put the buy together to here, have that op on Peter, AKs across the board. Op is going to be up on Shazam. Once again, off to a slow start here on the CT side. He's really struggling on CT side D2 as well with the AWP, but let's see what he can do this time around. Once again, Peter bringing that bomb over towards mid with the op, with Devil Walk, 3 heading towards the B lobby. Standard defensive setup here so far from Tempo Storm. So pretty standard default stuff here really from both teams to kick off this round.
I'm looking for big plays with the Pro 90 from Rix. You see Lex already kind of playing around, drops through Skyfall and into connector. Sees one player from behind, but the Pro 90 double kill before Rix finally goes down to Pit. Good trade though. Pit's also down. Man advantage. Tempo Storm.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, Luminosity really has been implementing the Skyfall so much. They're so fast with hitting it as well, but it's never really panned out for them. I mean, in many cases, they get initial picks, but then they wind up still losing the round. That time, they just got completely shut down trying to implement that. Now they'll just try to use their last 2 players to go long B. Roka's the closest man, but he's still pretty out of position here, so they probably still get a bomb plan out of this, to be quite frank, but holding off the retake is going to be quite difficult.
Oh, that's kind of a big play. Devil Walk goes down very quickly to automatic. Peter's hiding behind. Can he get the bomb plant? No, he's going to go ahead and play the op, go for some kills. He just doesn't feel safe, doesn't feel secure. And Shazam's got the hard angle on Peter. If he walks around this corner, especially if he goes slow, he's going to have his head taken off. Walks it. A miss by Shazam gives Peter the kill.
Wasn't a miss, but it was a wall shot. Peter's wasn't, though, and so he's able to get the frag. But at 15 HP, running out of time, fakes the plant, pulls one out, grabs the kill, and now we have a 1v1, but Automatic grabs it, and that's Tempo Storm keeping the win streak going.
Too much to ask for that 3 versus 1 clutch. Still phenomenal play by Automatic. It just wasn't meant to be. Just kind of a shame he wasn't able to get the bomb plant and pick up that extra cash.
Yeah, so Tempo Storm having a good half here. 4-1 score. Finally forcing Luminosity into a save here, so great chance to build upon that. Maybe 5-1. Huge A hit coming in here so far from Luminosity. Trying to split that mid room in the long A. Stanislaw playing up close on the corner, however, with the P90.
Well, you see a lot of presence at A site. One goes down thanks to Stanislaw's P90. That's going to be Devil Walk. He's really getting the raw end of the deal quite a lot right now. Stanislaw just taking ground, forcing the bomb to work its way back towards B. We really haven't seen a whole lot of presence at the B site so far. Yeah,
like I said, even when they go towards B, it's to go Skyfall to pinch the A-bomb site in many cases. And they're once again trying to implement the Skyfall position. And it looks like they're going to try to push to B with it, however, this time around. But we do have plenty of defenders over on the B side of the map, and they're just going to mop up here.
Yeah, pass the play by Automatic. He's going to go out and work with Shazam, able to mop up the mess at B site. And Tempo Storm 5-1. Really dominating on CT side Cobble so far. It's a bit of a change from what we've seen. Both teams struggling quite a lot CT side, and now Tempo Storm eking out pretty far ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, now at this point, Tempo Storm has won more CT rounds than either of the 2 teams have in the previous 2 maps. So that's definitely definitely an improvement, especially on a map that trends so T-side in the NA scene. Added on top of that, that's actually really, really good news for Tempo Storm.
I see Automatic also playing Skyfall. This round, we got a 3-man stack on CT as Pith works his way out. Point man, B side, just going to spam through the smoke. Little trying to find something. Lex is already down.
Yeah, just slowly peeking over the Skyfall. It is a headshot angle, so you have that height advantage, but Enigmatic being able to hit the pixels there, and that's going to make it an opening pick. But Devilwalk and Pit able to get a couple kills over towards the A side of the map, and this is getting a little bit dicey here, but it does remain a 3 versus 3.
Well, we see Automatic shaping up for what could be a pretty big kill. Two members, Peter and Anger, about to go down Skyfall. Automatic finds one, takes him down, sees the other, sprays, takes a little bit of damage, finally goes down, and then we are in a 2 versus 2 situation. Peter hurt, Devilwalk's at full health, and then all the CTs are pretty hurt as well.
Good
Shazam.
reaction from him. You know, realizing mid-slope could be open, knowing they kind of fell off of Skyfall, reacts appropriately, grabs a nice flick shot, spots Peter as well at the jump peak.
Yeah, the bomb, Peter jumps through smoke.
Well done.
Rix is just waiting right there, unloads, and celebrates over.
Yeah, I mean, that was also just big with Enigmatic holding off that Skyfall, getting 2 picks there before going down. He knows that Luminosity's been trying to exploit that Skyfall almost every single round, and that time he puts up a firm defense on it. And that's going to help Tempo Storm actually lead out 6-1. It's going to force another save out of Luminosity, just to Tech 9. So kind of a force, I guess, just trying to get what they could out of it. They're getting, you know, they're getting onto maximum loss bonus after this round if they lose. So that's going to help out a little bit. But definitely Tempo Storm just really, really wrecking this CT side gobble.
Dust, let me ask you something. How's the money looking over here? I mean, they forced up, that dropped Pith all the way down to 1450. Suppose they lose this round. What's Luminosity to do?
They'll definitely buy. Like I said, max loss bonus coming in. There's some guys with like over 2K, so definitely the buy going to be no problem for them next round. But Tempo Storm's economy is still kind of light. At least these rounds, like that was the first flawless victory we've seen Tempo Storm have. There's been some close rounds, so a lot of rebuying going on here. But now finally they were able to build up bank that round. Like Shazam near 10K, Rix, you know, near 6,000. So they have a pretty solid bank now. It's really Luminosity. You know, comfortable buy here, but next round they lose. They don't get a bomb plant. You have Peter and only $3,400. You got to force like rifles, and it's going to be tight at that point. Tempo Storm really playing effectively here.
Yeah, Peter brought out full, and he couldn't afford anything more than a single flashbang, so that does limit Luminosity's options just a little bit. Bomb's working its way towards long A. It looks like it's actually going to be a 3-and-1 push with our Lurk moving back towards A. That's a really big kill by Anger, opening up the A bomb site. And now if Anger can just take some position and smoke this off.
Stan just pushes through a smoke. Lex blind, doesn't pick up on it. LG trying to put pressure here on the A side of the map. But Tempo Storm, they've kept it at 3 versus 3 at least, and they have a pretty decent health advantage as well. Really no one touched on Tempo Storm so far, while Devilwalk and Peter are quite weak.
Yeah, bomb's going to be planted. Peter sitting here at fence. Stanislaw pushing the issue along with Roka. That's 1 kill. Now 2v2. Roka walks out in the open along with Rix. Can Anger hold off this firefight just long enough for the bomb to explode? That is the question. There's 1 kill, 1 to go. CT on site. Opt by Peter.
Yeah, some big play actually from Anger. He comes up with 3 kills on that round. That's actually one of the first times I've really sat back and like really noticed him make a huge, huge play this series. So
yeah,
definitely well done. It finally gets Luminosity another point on the board. Definitely holding off that retake quite well inside the bomb site. Get some help from Peter there at the end. And Luminosity finally stringing something together. But here's the danger. It's the money reset. You know, if they can't win this round, they don't get a bomb plant, they could just be right back into a horrible situation where Tempo Storm can, you know, go up 9-2. Granted, Tempo Storm's economy quite low as well, so whoever loses this round saving, you know, it's worth 2.
Yeah.
So 4-7, 9-2, that's kind of the 2 options here. Luminosity desperately needs to fight back right now so that they need this round win.
Big round for Luminosity as they work out towards Skyfall. Automatic's able to get 1 kill, gives up the position, and finally gets taken down himself. Lex and Pith working their way towards Shazam, where he's waiting with a pistol. 1 headshot gets another. Stanislaw goes down, and we have the bomb working its way towards A. Shazam's already out. Should be able to find Peter, no problem. Peter, yep, gunned down by the op.
Yeah, so we have a 1 versus 1 now here. Roka versus Devilwalk. Tempo Storm trying to see if they can't close out this round. Force Luminosity onto a save. LG hoping for the same thing. Fake bomb play from Devilwalk. Pulls Roka out, but loses the exchange. So that's 8-2 for Tempo Storm. And
pros don't fake.
Probably 9-2 now. Okay. This expression, pros don't fake. Yes, they do. All the time.
I've never seen a pro fake, ever.
I mean, there's like pretty
Hashtag
much
sarcasm.
There's like pretty much no wrong way to play a 1 versus 1 unless you like don't even play the round. I mean, like there's so many different things you can try to do. Mind games depends how much time you have to play around with. You kind of have to take more aggressive peeks you wouldn't normally take in 1v1s. They're tough.
That's the thing I do like about 1v1s, though. I mean, you see so much intensity and so much thinking. It's a 1v1 game of chess.
Yeah, absolutely. And Devil Walk, he got what he wanted. He pulled Roka to peak, but he couldn't win the firefight. And so, like I said, now it's setting it up for like a 9-2 situation for Tempo Storm.
Well, lots of work being done at Skyfall. Look at Rix getting the better of three players, leaving us with Devil Walk and Anger. Looks like they are going to commit to dropping down Skyfall. Question is, which way do we want to go? Flashes out towards Connector at Devil Walk, peek and B. Really bad position for Luminosity Gaming. It's no secret that they're in this room. All they have to do is poke their head out one corner and die.
Yeah, like I said, Luminosity's been trying to expose to Skyfall pretty much the whole entire game, and it's no, you know, it's like a tight relationship there that Unamax, the top fragger for the team, being the primary guy defending that area. So you can just tell the success rate of trying to implement the Skyfall has just not been good for LG. Rix being one of the main B rotators also sees a lot of action because the Skyfall drops. He's another one of the top fraggers for the team. And then Shazam's like your primary A player with the op, and he's having a good game. So literally just nothing's working for Luminosity. Like all the people holding the main areas they want to approach are getting shut down. And I haven't seen them really approach long B a single time. That's such a common tactic that can be so successful on T-side Cobblestone, like appropriate smokes in the site, being able to get into open space. So many teams use that because it is so powerful, and I haven't seen Luminosity go long B a single time.
Well, we're here on a full buy for Luminosity Gaming. They've got kind of forcing up, to be honest with you. They couldn't get all the grenades in the world, working their way towards A.
Very limited grenades and a Galil. This is tough.
Oh, the op of Shazam takes one down. I think he saw the other player moving on over, tagged him maybe too. Shots fired by the sneaky player. Who is that? Rick, sitting back of sight, is able to drop the bomb, get that information. Lex is spotted too, automatic with the trade. And now we're in a 2v5, looking really ugly for Luminosity at this point.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, they tried to force up what they could there. They did not make it work. $2,900 coming in this round here. Already came in. That should be $2,400, my fault. Not quite to that point in the loss bonus yet. But, yeah, so they have to basically save here. So now it's going to be 11-2 in favor of Tempo Storm on CT side Cobblestone.
Not a lot of success on the A side, even with the mid takes for Luminosity Gaming. In fact, I mean, they've only got 2 points, so not a lot of success overall. We haven't seen a whole lot of just standard main B pressure going on, like a B rush. It's so common on this map.
Yeah, right. So we are going to see a gap in the smoke here. Roka's going to kind of expose, trying to peek, get some kills. And finally, we see Luminosity staging up for some type of long B hit. Roka will finally be tested. Instead of rotating into something, he's actually just going to be straight up hit into. So Stanislaw on a big flank, though.
That lurk.
Yeah, he lurk flanked for the first time. He just goes for a flank, and it comes up huge right now with those 2 frags.
Yeah, he ends up getting smoked off, but it doesn't matter. Peter's going to get caught in a really bad position. Now he's left as the last man standing. He's got the bomb. Smoke doesn't know where Stanislaw is. He's just kind of assuming he's there, so he doesn't want to push that smoke. And you have already Rix and Roka watching from B main. Skyfall's covered by Automatic and Shazam. In this case, if you're Peter, all you can do is die.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, like I said, Tempo Storm's playing well. When you go A, you see Shazam coming up big, Rix rotating well. When they go Skyfall and Max shutting them down, you know, Stanislaw's had, I mean, everyone's in the double digits except for Roka, and it's not even Roka's fault. Like, he's playing long B, and they haven't hit him yet. They were about to, and then Stanislaw flanks him and gets a couple of kills, so it's wound up still getting broken apart. And like I said, it's about to be 11-2 here now for Tempo Storm. Luminosity can now buy, you know, taking the save. And let's see what they can do with it here.
Yeah, well, that went pretty much as expected. Peter ends up going towards Skyfall, gets his head taken off very quickly. 11-2 score line. If you are just joining us, this is the first match on the Bravo stream, Tempo Storm versus Luminosity Gaming. We're in map number 3. Cobble, winner take all. Tempo Storm just dominating the CT half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, they haven't let up. They're holding everything Luminosity's trying to do. Once again, you see Luminosity trying to go towards Skyfall and over towards A. Have had no success with that. Unamac really shutting them down over there. He's peeking it again here with the AK. But Devil Walk will find Stanislaw this time over at long A. So they did find a little bit of an opening there. See how they want to transition.
Yeah, there's one kill. Stanislaw quickly shut down. I'd like to see some sort of a standard B take. We haven't seen a whole lot of focus on that. Rix and Roka, though, holding down the site. These are kind of your star players for Tempo Storm, so maybe that's the reason Luminosity is a little shy to go in that direction.
Yeah. As we do see them staging up inside the B lobby here with the bomb, but Lex has grabbed it. He started kind of sliding over towards A, and Shazam is defending that alone with the op. There's been a heavy rotation to the B side of the map, anticipating some type of B hit, but they haven't come this entire half, and it looks like, again, they're not going to. And like I said, so Shazam will definitely be tested here on the A side of the map quite soon.
Luminosity finally slowing it down, I think, and this might pay off in dividends. Automatic go. Gonna get taken down by Anger. Anger drops down Skyfall, and now Rix and Roka trapped as long as Anger holds this position. Now Shazam smoked off. Should be an easy height A take. What can Shazam do? Blind? Nothing.
He steps out, though, grabs a Fad. Roka on the rotate also has grabbed one, so now we have a 3 versus 3, but Pete does take down Shazam. Now they have a 3v2 with the bomb planted, but Roka and Rick still going for the retake, and they even it up into a 2v2.
Very nice. Well, we've seen Tempo Storm do big things right here. Already, one's down. Roka all alone tries to get the better of Lex. Peter responds. That's what teammates are for. You trade that kill out and keep your teammate alive. Luminosity finally back in it.
I mean, they get the pick over at long A. They force some shuffling around. They eventually put some presence at B to get that rotate in, so they get Shazam alone at A. They're able to send the player into the connector, really break up the rotation, and then, you know, catch Shazam.
Oh, yeah.
So just, I mean, like I said, Luminosity much more patient, better efficiency on the trading, you know, better manipulation of the rotation game, and finally coming up themselves with the round. But you got to wonder if it's a bit too late. You know, even if they went out this last round, they're down so heavy. But we've seen a lot of comebacks this series already, so who knows?
A lot of aggression going on at the A side. Stanislav peeking ahead, taking a kill off on Peter. And he's got some information that there's not a lot of guys out there. He backs off, really unfortunate, runs into Anger and gets taken out.
Right, so 2v3 in favor of Luminosity here. They have been able to once again trade quite efficiently.
That's big.
For the last round of the half, and it looks like they might be able to lock it up. I mean, B bomb site's clear, so Lex is already heading that direction. And Max stuck with 1 HP at the A bomb site, kind of realizing that he's been duped, so to speak, and so now he'll have to rotate, like I said, with just 1 HP. That's going to be
just 2 headshots. That's all he needs.
Yeah.
Does he push through smoke? That's the question. Yeah, he finds a little side corner, spots one player, misses the shots. Now he's dealing with this guy at Statue. Has no idea.
Yeah, this is going to be like really difficult for him. That'd be insane if he somehow pulls this off of 1 HP.
Man, nobody has a grenade, so we're not going to see any mad Kobe's going on. Pushes the corner, whips a couple more shots.
Uh-oh.
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 And Frozen has the server let it go? No, we're back in the action. Automatic wrapping around now. Is able to get the kill on Lex. Doesn't know what's going on. The bomb's just ticking away. I don't think he has any time. Has to fake it. And, yeah, Pitt with the kill. 11-4.
Yep. So, I mean, Tempo Storm pulls off a big half there. Luminosity wins, well, I guess actually Tempo Storm won that last round, so never mind, Luminosity not able to quite finish it off there. Or the other way around, Luminosity wins the last 2 rounds in a row before transitioning to the CT side, so at least putting something a little bit together there at the very end, but you still wonder, like I said, if it was a bit too late.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. What we're going to do is get ready to go into a break. Scoreline right now, just a reminder, map number 3, Cobble, the random pick, 11-4, Tempo Storm representing really big on CT side. The question is, can they hold their momentum as they go on T? Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Wait. And Dust, looks like we're actually already live. We thought the teams were going to go replay the match, reconfigure the server, but they ended up just going live instead, wanting to get this thing over with real fast. Tell us what's happened in the past 2 rounds.
I mean, they won the pistol round. They come in and they clean up the second round as well. So 13-4, commanding lead for Tempo Storm. And like I said, once again, we really apologize. We were getting word from some of the folks over there that they were going to have to replay that last round because of the server freeze, but the teams then all of a sudden decided to elect it, never mind, don't worry about it, we don't want to replay it. And so they quickly launched into a pistol round, kind of into this there.
Good on them for playing through. I mean, it really didn't affect anything with that little hiccup there. 13-4 is your score line. Rolling off 2 victories for Tempo Storm. That pretty much seals the deal, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, 14-4 coming up here. I mean, Luminosity just has to grind out a bunch of gun rounds. And here's that long B hit from Tempo Storm, just wrecking right now, having no problems, obviously up against just pistols, so to be expected. But yeah, 14-4 lead. That's going to be really, really hard to come back from, and I don't know if I can even see it happening.
Yeah, it's really rough for Luminosity Gaming, of course, our number 2 seed going into this tournament from North America, struggling quite heavily against Tempo Storm. It's all up to Anger right now. All he's got is a deagle. He's at Skyfall, probably just going to go for some sort of an exit frag, hoping somebody passes by.
Yeah, all you can hope for is to try to maybe collect a gun or something like that here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he goes down. So 14-4 situation right now in favor of Tempo Storm. Just really, really laying into Luminosity right now. They had a huge CT side. Luminosity not able to get anything done on T side. Then they lose pistol, and you're pretty much, doing the final touches on burying your grave at that point.
So
digging up your grave at that point.
Your Luminosity Gaming at this point. Your CT, it's your first buy. The score is 14-4. What do you do?
I mean, they just have to come up big with the guns here. Peter is going to have that op. He's going to be playing it over on the B side of the map where he's been seeing the hits come in. It's going to be another huge long B hit. He's going to have to hold this here, playing the edge of the smoke, trying to see if he can't catch someone out, but yet so many flashes pouring in.
Yeah, shots being fired right now. The site is quickly taken by Tempo Storm. Planning the bomb. Actually, no, they haven't planted the bomb. They dropped it over here just outside of Fountain at Standard Plant. They're going to set up all their smokes. And now that buys Roka the time he needs to go ahead and plant the bomb. Everybody has time to set up defensive positions. Rick's playing edge of smoke, and Anger on retake. Wants to push up. Rick's is waiting right there for him. Watch this. Peeks the corner. Anger gets the shot.
Shazam misses a couple of shots here too, though. So they're getting into the side actually for this retake, and
this
Roka
is it.
Connects though.
One player at Hut, one at B main. Anger takes a couple of shots. He's not able to bait out the shot from Hut. There it is. 1 kill, out of time.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. He has to run away and just salvage an M4 for next round when his team, that's going to be one of the few guns they actually have. And you could see some FAMAS armor forces here on a couple of guys. But, I mean, he could drop also a gun. Anger could because he had 3800, plus he already had an M4, so he will drop an M4. I mean, they're putting together something decent here, but Tempo Storm's on map point. They have plenty. They have 11 chances to close this game out in regulation on the side of the map that's been quite favored in the NA scene. So this is definitely spelling a lot of trouble. Also, look at that frag distribution once again from Tempo Storm. This has been all tournament long. They're so tight.
It's incredible. I'm just looking at Tempo Storm as well with 5-round, 4-round, and now another 4-round victory streak. Tempo Storm, though, slightly in trouble. You see Stanislaw already going down as the bomb makes its way towards B. We saw how effective the B rush was last time around. Are they going to charge through smoke? Yes, they do. All the way out. Here's Peter watching, waiting, sprays down, lines up the shot, gets one, still sprays through the smoke. He's got another teammate, totally blind, killed, but that's the trade.
Yeah.
15-5. Good defense.
I feel like that was kind of wishful thinking to continue to try to plow through that smoke in that situation. Yeah. But in the end, they, like I said, they have a lot of chances to throw away some rounds here and there if they feel the need. But, I mean, definitely, like I said, just kind of some wishful thinking that was going to work.
Right. Well, we got a forced by Tempo Storm with a score of 15-5. They've got plenty of rounds to throw away. Tech 9's in the hands of Rick Stanislaw and Automatic. Charging up mid, or charging up ramp towards A site. They're going to get the opening kill on Devil Walk.
Oh.
Walking in the site. Look at this nice 2K on the far side. Bomb's going to get caught on the bottom of ramp. I mean, CTs have the height advantage, and that's about the end of that.
Yes, Luminosity finally fighting back here, finally putting some rounds together. Thanks to that Tempo Storm save, definitely played a big, big factor in that. but we are going to see Tempo Storm being able to fully buy up here. Shazam with the op, AKs across the board coming up for the rest of the team. And curious to see if they'll just kind of continue plowing that B side of the map. Is what they've been wanting to do. Last time they really got shut down pretty heavy from Pitt, however, with a quad kill round from himself. So I don't know if they just want to stick with what they want to do, or if they realize, hey, we got crushed last time, let's try something else. But it appears like they are, once again, just trying to plow this long B. This is your typical NA, T-side tactic on this map.
What's crazy is no smokes, no defensive smokes in play at all. The T's walk out like they own the place. They're able to get one opening pick. Stanislaus already by Fountain, and takes one kill. Anger, you can see him on cam, just kind of sitting back. Double Walk also playing for retake. Walks into the site as the bomb gets planted, spamming through the smoke. Unfortunately, he doesn't know there's a player right there who's just about to flank him. What happens? Oh no, Stan. One kill. Double Walk's able to pick up that one, but now he puts himself into a 1v2 situation. He's being pinched from both sides. Shot in the back, and that's it.
So there you have it. I mean, it is a 2-1 series for Tempo Storm. With the distance, we went all 3 maps. The first 2 maps were quite close. One overtime there on Cash, then a 16-13 game there on Dust 2. So very, very close situation. Now you come over to Cobblestone, completely different story.
Right.
Both teams really struggled on CT side on the first 2 maps of the series, Cash and D2. That time, big CT side from Tempo Storm there on Cobblestone. And, like it was just, like I said, on the T side, Luminosity trying to make that Skyfall work for them. They couldn't. Rix and Amac really shutting that down. Like I said, once again, just throughout this entire tournament, obviously we're just looking at the score from this particular map, but if you look at the entire tournament, the frag distribution for Tempo Storm is so tight. Everyone putting up about, look at that spread. I mean, the top fragger with 22 is just like 7 frags away from the bottom fragger with 15. Like it's so tight. It's been like that every single map I've seen played. So really, everyone performing.
Automatic with the ADR going into triple digits right there. 102.5.
Yeah.
The newest pickup for Tempo Storm, clearly representing.
And despite the loss to VP and everything like that, Rix is averaging, like this game he had in the high 90s, but he's been averaging like low to mid 80s the entire tournament. So actually like pretty consistent stuff out of him as well for his like first really big LAN. Yeah, this is Tempo Storm. They're putting on the show. Like they have a lot to be proud of. They had the loss to VP. They're beating another NA team. I think they're about to play whoever lost between Navi and VP. I didn't get to catch and see who won or lost that series, but Tempo Storm will play them to try to advance out of the group.
Right. I would expect it to be not Navi. Yeah, there it is. Really weak CT sides both times around, but then on Cobblestone, just Tempo Storm stepping it up and dominating. Big plays for Tempo Storm. It's their first win on LAN as a team, as a squad ever. And
they're like a pretty brand new squad, to be honest. You know, only one online match play before this LAN. This was obviously their first LAN, so really cool stuff. But anyway, we're going to take a break. It's going to be a little bit. When we come back, we are going to actually have Liquid taking on CLG next on this stream. And then we have Cloud9 taking on Mouse Sports, which is about to be underway over on the main stream, the Alpha stream. So definitely stay tuned. And we got some more LAN for you all weekend long.
Good stuff.
Hello and welcome back, everyone, here to the Bravo stream, where we will have Team Liquid versus CLG. It's myself, Helium, and Henry G here, bringing you the action. How's it going?
It's going good. I felt a little bit sad we've been demoted from the glory of the main stage.
Yeah,
I'm kind of happy to be here as well. It's not nice. It's a bit quieter.
It is.
So crazy. But yeah, it's good. Good game coming as well. Another North American derby coming up. This one's going to be really close, I think. Like CLG versus Liquid. Like, before this tournament, you kind of expected CLG to be written off. Like, they come in without their team leader. Sanks coming in as the ringer. But after their showing against Cloud9 yesterday, taking it to overtime on Cash, considered Cloud9's best map, I'd say, arguably. This is going to be a really interesting matchup. Liquid, I'd say they're not even close to being as good a team as Cloud9 are right now. So CLG potentially have a chance to upset here.
Yeah, I think, I mean, coming into the event, having looked at the teams, done some research, I felt that these were two of the weakest teams coming to the event. It was,
What, in terms of the grand scheme of things?
in the whole tournament, yeah.
Cloud9 included?
No. Team Liquid and CLG.
Oh, sorry.
Our matchup here.
I thought you were saying the match I was talking about. I see. I understand now. Right.
Cloud9,
Good.
well,
I was
we'll
going to
see.
say that'd be crazy.
They're playing mouse sports out on the main stage. I'm actually kind of upset I can't watch it.
Okay, fine.
But
yeah,
so Team Liquid coming in as 5th, they did a bit better, and CLG, basically only here because of what happened with Fnatic, Envious, and Nip not showing up. So they came in as the 8th seed, having qualified 5th place, and I was worried because they didn't have FNS, right?
So yeah, he's the in-game leader. Yeah. He also ops as the AWPer as well, but it seems like Sanks actually be able to step up to the plate.
We can see Sanks there on the camera right in front.
I don't know what they look like, so I'm
That's
going to have to take your word for that.
Yeah,
just meant
Sanks, hazed, and then I can't see it far enough. So vetoes have already started, actually. It's going to be Inferno taken out from CLG. Team Liquid will take down Cobble, and they will pick Train.
It's kind of interesting.
They haven't really played Train very often, but I know that they are kind of up in the talks as the second best team, I guess, on Train, since Cloud9 has proven so strong.
It's weird from Liquid, right? Because we saw Counterlogic Gaming play Cobble against Cloud9 yesterday, so we at least saw what they could do. They did not like they won the game, but here we go then. So we've got Train first, Mirage second, and then Dust 2 if it comes down to it. So you cast these guys a lot. How do you see that veto? Is that something what you expected?
Why is Mirage being played between two NA teams?
I thought you said Mirage was like CLG's best map or something, was it?
Let's take a look. CLG. Yeah, they actually, in terms of, so you're better than I am here. They played it on LAN once, and they're 1-0 on it. They won 57% of the total rounds they played there. Also online, 7-1.
Okay.
But Team Liquid would have had to have known that, right? I'm surprised they wouldn't have maybe taken out Mirage with that data. Because CLG, I guess, is it in their heads like, oh, CLG picked Cobble against Cloud9 yesterday, and what was it, 8 rounds? That
they got 10 rounds. It was 16-10 in the end.
Into the double digits.
But like it could have gone either way. It was just there was a moment where they were dominating on their CT side, and they got lots of rounds strung together. Then as soon as they got on the T side, they just didn't have anything to answer back with.
Yeah.
But like as I said, having watched that game, you'd probably thought, oh, we can get some information here, watch the VOD, see what happened, how we can lock them down. But they haven't opted for that, and it's kind of interesting. I think that's where they vetoed that one. Maybe they're just not very confident on the map itself.
Yeah, well, we see. Let's. Do we have a player breakdown? Did we pick the Oppers? I can't remember. Whether or not, talk about the Oppers real quick. So
we did. We picked JDM and Adren. Yeah,
and that's going to be really big on a map like Mirage, where there's, playing off the spawn, you can go as a CT, go towards A, lock down the A ramp, go out middle. You can go out middle towards connector. You can get early, drop underpass. You can peek cat from B.
This is the thing. I've only ever casted European games on a Mirage.
Yeah.
Like the classic thing to do is like it's the mid controller. He's the anchor player on the entire map. So you see like people like Guardian or JW will be playing there as well. So I'm interested. I know the NA when they go up against each other. From what I've seen online, it's kind of like it's a different approach to the game. Have you casted either of these guys on Mirage before? Could you give any sort of insight to what kind of...
Well, it's funny that you ask, because I'm actually, even though I'm in NA, obviously, I actually do all the European coverage. Sure. So I've cast more European teams than NA as well.
I speak to the guys at Facing. They tell me when they watch the NA games, like the difference in the approach to tactics especially is like completely night and day. Like it's very questionable stuff. Like if you compare it to European standard, it's quite clear why the American teams can't keep up. It's only recently Cloud9 actually stepping up to the plate and adapting to European playstyle. They've actually got themselves such amazing results recently. It's teams like Liquid, who they've been to Europe a lot. They don't really have any excuses now. I don't understand how people can say, well, even that their management will say, oh, it's lack of experience. And like this lineup's been together quite a long time now. They've gone to a couple of Gfinities. They've been to DreamHack. They've been to Europe many times. And it's always a flush out. to be fair to them, the last result when they came to DreamHack Valencia was actually reasonable. Like they played Fnatic on Dust 2. They got 10 rounds, I believe, on Dust 2, and they didn't win a single game while they're out there, but it's they got rounds together, and I think they played Cash as well. Is that right?
Yeah, Cash and Dust 2 up against NIP, where they got into double digits. They had the 10 rounds on Cash, so that was basically the same result that they put up just recently against Cloud at 9, and then on Dust 2, only getting 6 rounds there. But prior to this, so this is where the lack of experience comes in. At one point, Team Liquid versus NIP in 3 maps, it was 48 rounds to NIP
5 rounds,
and
right?
5 to Liquid.
I remember that
it
stat.
was legitimately
I
a
casted
joke.
that game in Valencia. I remember that stat coming out quite a lot, saying the last 3 times they've met an IP, they've taken 5 rounds, and that's. I think we were kind of joking. I think we said, oh, at least they got 5 this time, like in that one map against an IP. That was like that was some sort of consolation. We said, well, this is some sort of progress being made. They've got 6 rounds this time, but that's what I mean. Like Liquid have always looked out of their depth in Europe. I think they seem to do very well in NA. They get good results against the other teams, and it just seems like they haven't quite escalated into world-class level yet. And it's kind of weird when you've got the kind of backing such as Team Liquid, such a prestigious organization. You expect them
forever.
Yeah, you kind of expect them like this is your full-time job. You're getting paid very well. You want to make sure you're representing the org amazingly and doing everything you can. I just don't entertain the lack of experience excuse anymore.
Yeah, you can't take
this event, I think, especially when there's only 3 European teams here, this is a game they have to win. If they lose to a CLG mix here, although Cloud9 struggled against them yesterday, I think they'll be very disappointed going out like this.
All right, so to switch now to CLG, this is the funny thing about CLG, right?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we get to go to Europe, we get to play in a LAN, and then they face Keed and Cloud9, which are both North American, South American teams that they're already used to playing very often. They did have the one map against Fnatic, and this one was on Mirage, and they won it 16-12. It was surprising, to say the least.
I didn't actually watch that game, so is there anything you can take away from it?
I didn't get to see it either. I think I was still asleep because I'm a lazy bum and I was not waking up
Well, that's
early.
Great insight we can provide for you there.
Yes,
we know a result. That's great.
Well, we can actually look at the screen. Just taking efficacy as our kind of like proprietary rating that we use, and Cutler. No surprise, he's like the most consistent player on the team. He's a veteran, and I think he's actually the one calling for the team right now.
Yeah, he really impressed me yesterday. He was actually with JDM. He was doing the backup warping as well. As soon as Cobble, he picked up the AWP, he was picking up big frags, and he was getting 4-mans as well.
Oh, like he hit that 3K at the CT slope on Cobble.
That's right, and I thought he played really, really well. I was quite impressed by his play, actually. I'd like to see more from that from him today. As I said before, if Liquid don't win this game, I'll be utterly disappointed with them. Like, I actually like them as players. I think they've got good team spirit. Like they never seem to give up. When I was at Valencia, like as soon as they lost the game, I was hanging out in the Razor Lounge. You see them come in together as a team, looking over their demos, trying to get back into it and working out how they can adapt and get why they lost the game. So I like that. I don't say that they're not trying. I know they want to win, but it's just not happening for now. Something's not clicking, and until we work that out, I think this might be a continuing trend for Liquid. Unfortunately, they're not going to break into the top 20 at least of the world.
Yeah. Well, they've got their map pick coming up first. They're going to have to start on that T side as a result here on Train. So maybe on Train they can just get rolling, for the pun there, of course. But with their momentum on Train, like if they just dominate here and then you go over to Mirage and maybe CLG are a little down and out. But I know Team Liquid not really that solid of a Mirage team. Most NA teams
I don't think they're that solid on anything, to be honest. But like from what I've only casted them against European teams, so I'm being unfair there. But against CLG, like I say again, they should be an expected victory for them. CLG not looking bad at all. Cutler moved into the team strat caller here, but he seemed to have got the team. They lost the first half yesterday on their. I think that on their T side they lost 13-2 on Cash, and they somehow bounce back and get back into it. That just shows great team spirit and the fact you actually, in the face of adversity, you can actually drill your guys and get them back into it and keep everyone's head above a certain level. So that was fantastic to see from him. But okay, let's go to predictions then. If we're going to predict how this one's going down.
Okay.
Let's go with you first.
For Train?
The whole series.
The whole series.
Yeah.
Scores and...
Nah, don't go on scores. Just give me like a little 2-1 or something like that.
I think CLG will lose Train and then win it 2-1.
Okay. You think you actually think
I don't even remember what the third map is, to be honest.
You don't think CLG, the mixed team, you think they're gonna take the series?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sanks is a strong player, and to be honest,
he was. If you're looking statistically, he was the weakest player yesterday. Yeah. So it's quite. I think I was speaking to Hiko yesterday. He was like, he's a teammate of his, right, in the Helium.
Yeah.
He said he kind of looked a little bit out of his depth, like he wasn't adapting to the new team environment. We know he's a very good fragger and a great aimer, but whether he can kind of step on these big games. I think train's a very difficult position for them. Like, they can get into the game if they have something to play off, if they've got some set pieces. But saying like that, like we just watched Virtus Pro completely own Navi without any sort of set strategies whatsoever. You just run out and just kill people. So as long as they've got some basic idea of what they're doing, I think they'll be okay. But I'm going to say 2-0 Liquid, just because I think it's about time they started getting some decent results.
So they'll win Mirage as well. I like that Dust 2 is the decider map, right? Between NA teams, it just kind of seems fitting. Play it so often, that should be, if it does go to that third map, it should probably be a nail biter, I would
The
think.
last time I saw Liquid on Dust 2 was against Fnatic, I think. And it was kind of... It was an interesting game. Like they got a lot of map control. What I've always said about Liquid is they've got a great approach to the start of rounds. They're good at they're working out what the CTs are doing. It's just their final round play, the execution
the
to the bomb side. When they get the bomb down, it's always that execution looks so sloppy. They may get a bomb down, but it's just like that post-plant situation. It always seems like a nightmare for them. Against like the NA teams, I think they might be a little bit more interested in that, maybe to convert those into victories. But here we go then. We are going into the first round on the first map, CLG versus Team Liquid on D Train. We'll have CLG starting on the counter-terrorist side. This is, of course, Liquid's map. And, yeah, pistol rounds very important. A team like Liquid...
Yes, we've already seen that, right? It gets the money set for the CT
it looks,
side.
most teams, I'll say it again, like they will opt to go Glock armors, rush somewhere, take it down. You can see Adrian has actually got a smoke here, and they are opting to go for the B side. So they go with big nade, though. Actually doesn't do any damage, luckily. And they've actually got a few people towards the inside bomb side now, just kind of to feel out what the CTs are doing in their setup.
Yeah, they've brought Hayes in a little bit forward. Tarek still playing there on the far backside over towards that Z connector. And outside we got Cutler. Sanks playing back green towards Ivy. And Team Liquid, they are taking this